In the fast-moving world of Thai entertainment, very few pairings manage to survive shifting trends, industry pressure, and relentless public attention. Even fewer evolve from a beloved on-screen duo into a cultural force that defines an entire season of conversation. In 2026, FayeYoko did exactly that. What fans would later call the March takeover did not happen overnight. It was the result of years of shared history, quiet strategy, and a bond built through trust rather than spectacle. When news of Faye's secret co-stars began circulating, it did not just ignite curiosity. It confirmed that a new chapter was unfolding, one that could reshape how audiences see both Faye and Yoko moving forward. Hello fans. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the post notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Faye entered the industry with a presence that felt deliberate from the start. She was never loud about her ambition, but it was always visible in her choices. Early roles showed her commitment to emotional depth and restraint. She favored characters that allowed vulnerability to breathe rather than performances built on exaggeration. Directors quickly recognized her ability to carry scenes through subtle expression and timing. This made her stand out in a landscape often dominated by spectacle. Yoko's rise followed a different rhythm. Her energy was immediate, warm, and grounded. She had an instinctive connection with audiences that translated naturally both on and off screen. While she brought lightness to her performances, she also demonstrated emotional intelligence that deepened with every project. Over time, Yoko became known for balance. She could deliver charm without losing seriousness and intensity without losing warmth. When Faye and Yoko first worked together, there was no sense of calculation. Their chemistry emerged through shared focus, mutual respect, and a natural responsiveness that could not be manufactured. Scenes felt intimate not because they were written that way but because both actresses listened to each other fully. This authenticity resonated deeply with viewers. The audience response was immediate but organic. Fans did not feel sold a fantasy. They felt invited into a connection that felt lived in. Edits, discussions, and fan communities grew steadily, fueled by emotional investment rather than hype. As projects accumulated, FayeYoko developed a shared language. They understood each other's rhythms, strengths, and boundaries. This understanding allowed their performances to evolve together rather than compete for attention. Their partnership became a space of creative safety where risk felt possible. With growing recognition came new pressures. They were no longer just actresses working together. They became symbols within the GL space. Representation expectations intensified. Every appearance, interview, and project choice was read for meaning. Rather than retreating, FayeYoko adapted. They learned how to navigate visibility without losing authenticity. They set boundaries quietly and consistently. This discipline preserved both their professional momentum and personal well-being. By the time 2026 arrived, FayeYoko had already built a strong foundation. Their fandom was global, engaged, and mature. They were not driven solely by trends but by long-term trust in the pairing. Then came March. What fans now refer to as the March takeover unfolded through a series of calculated yet understated moments. Public appearances increased. Media coverage intensified. Projects lined up with striking precision. FayeYoko's presence felt unavoidable yet never overwhelming. This takeover was not loud. It was strategic. It reflected confidence rather than urgency. The industry noticed. Amid this momentum, whispers began to surface about Faye's upcoming project. At first, details were scarce. Names were withheld. But fragments leaked just enough to spark conversation. The idea of secret co-stars captured immediate attention. Not because of scandal but because of implication. This suggested scale. It suggested ambition. And it suggested that Faye was preparing to step into a broader creative space. What made the leak especially intriguing was how it intersected with FayeYoko's shared trajectory. Fans wondered how this project would influence their dynamic. Would it signal divergence or expansion? What history shows is that FayeYoko has always approached growth collaboratively, even when pursuing individual paths. They understand that partnership does not require constant proximity. It requires trust. Industry insiders pointed out that the secrecy surrounding the co-stars was intentional. Protecting creative integrity had become a priority. Faye was not interested in premature speculation overshadowing the work itself. Yoko's response to the attention remained steady. She continued her projects with focus and grace. There was no sign of distance, only alignment. This balance speaks to the strength of their history. They have navigated industry pressure before. They have faced moments where growth demanded recalibration. Each time their bond emerged stronger. The March takeover was therefore not a surprise to those paying attention. It was the visible outcome of years of preparation. Faye's secret co-stars represent more than casting intrigue. They signal trust from creators willing to invest in her range and presence. They suggest narratives that demand depth and collaboration at a higher level. At the same time, Yoko's continued momentum reinforces that this era is not about separation. It is about expansion. FayeYoko's influence now extends beyond individual projects. They shape conversations about representation, sustainability, and creative partnership. They demonstrate that growth does not require abandoning origin stories. Fans have responded with a mix of excitement and confidence. There is curiosity without panic. Anticipation without fear. This reflects the maturity of a fandom that has grown alongside the pairing. As March fades into memory, the impact remains. FayeYoko entered 2026 with intention. They controlled their narrative without force. They allowed their work to speak. What lies ahead remains carefully guarded. But one truth is clear. FayeYoko is no longer defined by speculation. They are defined by consistency, trust, and evolution. Their story continues not as a moment but as a movement. One built quietly, deliberately, and together. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the post notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video.